Hi, welcome to Born for Homeschool. My name is Rachel Bourne, and I am so excited to share with you today our homeschool room. And I also want to share with you the 3 steps I took to getting our homeschool space ready for the 2021-2022 homeschool year. So let me show you our schoolroom. So here is our homeschool space. This is a bedroom that I have dedicated to our learning space. So here is what I have set up for this year so far. I have a basket for my 2-year-old with some toys that he can play with. And here is the back corner when you walk in the door. This will be our math board. Lots of natural light, which I love. So this is the large bookshelf that holds most of our school supplies. On the top it has painting things, Play-Doh, glitter, things I don't want my kids to be able to just easily get a hold of, and then it has Sharpie markers, all of my office supplies. The top shelf is book basket things, poetry books and music, art, things like that, DVDs. Here are games and a lot of our atlases, art, large art books. Things that I want my kids to be able to look at and use. This is more of our science books and dictionary thesaurus, more reference books. Next is our shelf of readers and read aloud chapter books. And then on the bottom shelf, we have a container of erasers, a container of pencil grips, crayons, and markers. And somewhere around here are colored pencils also that belong on the shelf. There is a desk back there for my oldest when she does subjects on her own. And then we have our geography wall, and there's a wardrobe that has a lot of materials and supplies in it. The top 2 drawers of the wardrobe are our math manipulatives and readers, like young readers, and card games, educational card games, chalk. These are all things that I don't really want the kids to be able to get to easily or get out themselves. These are all things that I want to kind of control the use of. The bottom 3 drawers, very bottom drawer is coloring books. The next one is magazines for the kids, and the next drawer up is craft supplies for the kids. These are all things that I want them to be able to easily access themselves, to use, but then also to easily put away. The rest of our geography wall. This is my teacher cart, which I'm sure will fill up with my books and materials that I want to have rolling around with me as I move from place to place. And here is our whiteboard space that I have decorated with art from last year and some fresh flowers. Our awesome dry erase board. Long story short, it was free. I got it from a school who was getting rid of them. This is half of it. My husband cut it down in half for me and hung it on the wall. This basket is our breakfast basket and also our lunch basket. I have our read alouds and poetry book and things like that behind the Bible and our memory work. Here are our cubbies that my husband made for us out of crates. He actually made the crates and then made a countertop to go on top of them. And my oldest daughter has a cubby for herself and my youngest daughter, and then I have the 2 middle cubbies with just curriculum for this year. And then we have our timeline in the top right cubby, and then my son's cubby is the bottom right there. And here is our computer corner. Here my daughter watches the DVD for her writing class, which I love. I love having this space here. And I have been joined by Judah, who's now checking out the new schoolroom setup. So I hope you enjoyed the tour of our schoolroom for this year, but I also wanted to share with you the 3 steps I took to getting our school space ready for the year. So the first step was to clean and declutter our space, to remove distractions and wipe the slate clean and get ready for the new school year. I actually decluttered our schoolroom twice in the last 8 months, and so there wasn't a whole lot of things that I needed to remove from our space, but it did need a good cleaning, and I moved all of the furniture out of the school space so that it would be easy for me to figure out how I needed to set up our school space for this coming year. So resetting the room was definitely the first step to getting our school space ready for this year. Step number 2 is to decide your needs for this year. Every year has looked very different as far as our needs for the school year. Just deciding what we needed for this year was really important. I have been doing lots of planning, and I just did a video on planning our schedule and our routine for this year. I'll leave a link in the description box below if you'd like to check out that video. So because I've done a lot of planning on what our routine and schedule would look like, I had a better idea as far as our needs for this year, so it was easier for me to determine the specific spaces that we would need for learning and how that would look for the school year. Step number 3 is decide on your wants for this year. And this will be determined on your personality and your circumstances for the school year and how your kids learn best and how you teach best. So this will look very different in your family and my family. This year I decided I wanted our school space to be simple and cozy and engaging. And I wanted it to be simple because I know there's going to be a lot going on, and so I want to keep the atmosphere and environment calm and peaceful. I want to do everything I can to keep things organized and simplified, knowing that there is going to be 5 of us engaging in lots of different activities and learning and at different levels. It was important to me to keep things as streamlined as possible. Getting rid of the clutter and not having a lot of visual clutter around this space. I didn't want this space to be stark and bare. I wanted it to be cozy and comforting. I wanted to create a rich environment for learning. Fostering coziness was really important for this year. And also, I wanted it to be engaging. I want to set up our space so that it welcomes communication and it welcomes learning and it welcomes relationships to be developed and nurtured through this school year. So this year, I was really intentional about the things that I added to our walls and to the desks and to our decorations, and the things that I've included in this year's school space to set up an environment that I want to have for our homeschool year. So I hope this video is helpful in giving you ideas for how you can set up your space. I want you to know my schoolroom is not Pinterest worthy, but it is real life, and my kids and I are really excited about this school year. We're really excited about a new routine and a new schedule, about learning and growing together. Well, I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Born for Homeschool, because next week I'm going to share with you our first day of homeschool for this year. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next week.